Tones of Creation meditation. Sit quietly, dim the lights, play some soft background music in the background if you so wish. Let us begin our meditation. Breathe and release. Let us begin by clearing the home and property in which you reside. Let us first ground the foundation of the home to the aurora of the earth while creating 7 sets of grid work between the foundation of your home and the top of the aurora of earth. If you live in a high-rise, you will also create 1 set of grid work under each floor underneath yourself. If there are 18 floors, you will create 18 sets of grid work, plus an additional 7 to the aurora of earth to augment the grounding of your residence, office, or hotel room. Breathe and release. Now let us intend that the energy run down the center of the earth through each layer of grid work, like a large waterfall that begins from above your head. If there are many floors above you, you may also wish to create grid work upon each floor above, directing the energy down through your dwelling to the center of the earth from above. Breathe and release. If there are upward moving vortexes from the drug use of neighbors, let us close this down now. Most of such vortexes are simply spirals of energy that flow upward. Reverse the spiral, spinning it downward until it dissipates. Intend to close all such upward moving spirals or vortexes that interfere with the grounding of your home, office, or hotel room in the neighborhood that surrounds you. Breathe and release. Now imagine a big gold and silver ball of energy above your home. Press the gold and silver ball down into the premises, running it through each room, and then pressing it down the grounding cord to the aurora. Underneath the gold and silver ball will be all that no longer resonates or is dissonant with you at your current level of initiation. Breathe and release. Let us ask Earth for angels to anchor in the 4 corners of your home. Request of the angels to dispense ongoing showers of language of light tones, blended with gold and silver, to retain a peaceful environment that can become your own sanctuary. Invite your nature kingdom friends to co-anchor the space along with the mineral and herbal kingdoms. Breathe and release. Now ground yourself firmly to the aurora by creating a waterfall of language of light energy movement that pushes down through your home, through your etheric body and chakra systems, along with subtle bodies to the center of the earth. Allow all that does not belong to you or is attached to you to fall off to the aurora for transmutation purposes. Breathe and release. Let us begin by moving the Kundalini energy up the spine and out the top of the head, slowly and much like hot lava. Let us also open the chakras in your feet, allowing the Kundalini to move up the side channels, infusing chi into every meridian of the etheric body. Let us call upon Mother Earth's angels to support the movement of energy through the Kundalini. Breathe and release. Let us imagine the energy of the Kundalini moving up through the calves, up the thighs, and into the pelvic region, energizing all meridians and all grid work in the lower half of the form. Let us now move the Kundalini up into the rib cage, chest, down the shoulders, and out the arms and hands. Move the Kundalini up through the neck and into the head, energizing all meridians therein. Let us charge the grid work and meridians with chi in the upper half of the form. Breathe and release. Now let us begin to focus upon running the red ray throughout the etheric body in Kundalini. The red ray represents life force and change. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to make peace with the red ray. Red is not really anger, it is life force, but has been interpreted by the emotional body as rage, if the red ray is not of your own energy signature. Let us drain off all anger and red ray that is not your own down your grounding cord, returning it to the sender. Let us move only red that is of your own vibration and essence. In doing so, there will be enough life force and chi to sustain your continued ascent and boundaries. Breathe and release. Let us intend to release all patterns, thought form, entities, and machines that prevent our full ability to move and embrace the red ray. Let us also release all thought form, patterns, entities, and machines that cause us to either take on the red ray of another or displace our own anger upon another. The red ray is associated with the forgiveness and unity tones in the language of light. If you cannot master the red ray, you will be hard-pressed to learn to forgive or master unity as an ascending being. Let us therefore make peace with the red ray. Breathe and release. Now let us focus upon running the orange ray throughout the etheric body and Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to make peace with your own power. Power is required in order to fuel your ascent forward. It is in a state of power that you take action and cause life changes. Ascension brings about major life changes, and if you have no power, you will be unable to fulfill upon the change, thus ceasing to ascend. Breathe and release. Let us return power that belongs to another to its source of origin, and gather up all power given unto others in your life dance, including your family, friends, the boss, the employer, the bank, the church or other spiritual leaders, the grocery store, along with the region and country that you reside. Let us also gather up power that our ancestors gave away in times past to all others and intend to release all karma associated. Let us retrieve our power so that we may have enough power to ascend. Breathe and release. Let us intend to release all patterns, thought forms, entities, and machines that prevent our full ability to move and embrace the orange ray. The orange ray is associated with the authentic power and the peach tone in the language of light. If you cannot master the orange ray, you will be hard-pressed to master authentic power and standing in your truth as an ascending being. So let us make peace with our power. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the yellow ray throughout the etheric body in Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to make peace with laughter and joy along with freedom in your life dance. The yellow ray is associated with the breath of life and freedom tones in the language of light. Breath of life allows us to breathe deeply and move more freely and fully into present time. Let us take a deep breath with the intent to come fully into present time now. All cords of attachment of the past fall off as you enter the moment, and all energy begins to move again. Let us intend to learn to stay more in present time each day. Breathe and release. Freedom allows the past to be released and the attachment to be pulled and rewoven into the etheric body, where it can better sustain the life of the form. If uncomfortable, where are you unable to free yourself from the past? Make peace with the past through forgiveness. Forgive those who have wounded you in the greater understanding that your ancestry wounded theirs. And this is simply an old rerun of an old pattern. Release and be free, beloved. Let us intend to release all patterns, thought form, entities, and machines that prevent our full ability to move and embrace the yellow ray. In so doing, you will become free to ascend. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the green ray throughout the etheric body in Kundalini. Green is associated with harmony and peace. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to make peace with yourself, choosing to leave the agitation and fear behind. Often the agitation you feel is not your own, but fear pressed upon you by others. Let us drain off the fear of others down our grounding cord. The green ray is associated with compassion in the language of light. It will be difficult to master compassion in action without first embracing the green ray. Breathe and release. Let us intend to release all patterns, thought forms, entities, and machines that prevent our full ability to move and embrace the green ray. Green underlies the ability to synthesize the field into a rainbow of tones. Synthesis is another form of harmony and peace that is more advanced than the green ray and is associated with the balance of all tones within the field. You will be hard-pressed to learn to synthesize and balance in this manner if you have not embraced the green ray in full. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the blue ray throughout the etheric body in Kundalini. Blue is associated with body health. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to make peace with your embodiment as your temple and creation to experience the third dimension within. Many initiates have associated spirituality with the requirement to separate spirit from form. Ascension requires the embracing of your form and the grounding of spirit into the embodiment, so that it can be resurrected and reconstituted to the crystalline structure. Let us intend to release all patterns, thought forms, entities, and machines that prevent our full ability to move and embrace the blue ray and ground fully into Mother Earth. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the indigo ray throughout the etheric body and Kundalini. Indigo is associated with intuition and perception. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to make peace with and embrace your intuition, perception, and higher mind. Breathe and release. Let us intend to release all patterns, thought forms, entities, and machines that prevent our full ability to move and embrace the indigo ray. Indigo resonates with the third eye and therefore grants greater perception. The indigo ray promotes deep concentration during times of introspection and meditation, helping you to achieve deeper levels of consciousness. Therefore, let us intend to make peace with our intuition and introspection. And this is also a prerequisite to ascend. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the pale violet rays of structure and divine union. Notice that we are not focusing upon the primary ray of violet, but rather the octave above it, as violet tends to elicit dogma and religious programming in the field. Pale violet, on the other hand, is a form of erasure that allows pain, programming, and machinery to be transmuted. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable with the pale violet ray. If uncomfortable, intend to embrace your ability to transcend and transmute, giving a new definition to spirituality other than religion or religious preferences and dogma. Breathe and release. The lavender structure tone brings forth a new structure that is spherical in ascension to replace the electrical sacred geometry associated with the Merkaba. The Merkaba patterning is left behind the further that you ascend and is replaced with the triple sphere and flower of life patterning. It is the spherical patterning that creates harmless relations in which your field resonates around another, embracing another rather than piercing another with cords of attachment. Breathe and release. The pale lavender divine union tone allows for a new form of communion to develop in which you are interconnected to earth and soul along with your form in an ongoing dance of energy and communication. This new form of communion replaces the conventional spiritual practice, as it opens you up to communication from all kingdoms that then become your spiritual guidance. You will recognize in this new spirituality that each kingdom is God Goddess in form. Each has something to contribute, and that you are a part of the whole in the dance of life. Breathe and release. Let us intend to release all patterning, thought form, machines, or entities that block the full embracing of the pale lavender tones of structure and divine union within the language of light. In so doing, you will move into a new spiritual foundation that is based upon ongoing communion with God Goddess, all that is. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the pink rays of forgiveness and unity throughout the etheric body in Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to embrace your ability to forgive and live in unity with all other species upon earth. Forgiveness allows for the ties of the past to be released, so that you may complete your karmic debts. As karma is released and completed upon, new possibilities open as to what you might manifest next in your life expression. Breathe and release. Unity allows for a new type of relationship to surface in which you no longer control, manipulate, judge, or compete. In a state of unity, you allow all others their dance in the dance of life. It also allows you your own dance in whatever way it may be founded upon. Let us intend to embody unity and forgiveness. Let us intend to release all thought forms, patterns, entities, and machines that block the full embracing of the pink ray. It is only as enough learn to forgive and live in unity that the birth of the ascending communities become possible. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the turquoise tone of compassion in the language of light throughout the etheric body in Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to embrace yourself unconditionally and give birth to compassion within. Compassion is first born internal to yourself as you acknowledge your own humanness. You have been all things human in the life experience of your ancestry. You have played all roles, from the devil to the preacher, from the rapist to the raped, from the soldier to the wounded upon the battlefield, from the lover to the rejected, from the diseased to the deformed, to those who nursed and looked after such humans. It is in acknowledging your own humanness that you learn to have compassion for all others in all circumstances. Breathe and release. Let us intend to release all thought forms, patterns, entities, and machines that block the full embracing of the turquoise ray of compassion. Compassion is a prerequisite to mastering the upper initiations of the Bodhisattva. Compassion is the foundation of a non-attached state of being, in which you learn to allow all others their truth. You also recognize that there are many roles to play, and that each role is as important as the next unfolding drama that leads to evolution of the whole of humanity. In a state of compassion, you no longer judge the role of another. In the state of compassion, you no longer judge the role you play, but embrace it unconditionally as a necessary part of the dance. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon running the peach tone of authentic power through the etheric body and Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to embrace yourself as God Goddess in form. The human vessel was designed to house God Goddess and to be an expression that soul could dance with and evolve through upon the physical plane. In accepting your own God Goddessness, you can then accept the God Goddess within all life forms, along with all other humans. Breathe and release. Authentic power is embodied as you recognize your own God Goddessness. In recognizing that you are God Goddess, you stand in your own truth, rather than allowing others to manipulate you into doing what you really do not wish to do, or that which is not your truth to experience. As God Goddess in form, you also choose to allow all others their experience and choose likewise not to manipulate another into doing your own bidding. Let us intend to release all machines, entities, programming, and thought form that does not allow us to embrace the peach tone of power in full in our ascension. In so doing, you will become God, Goddess in form as an ascending human. Breathe and release. Let us focus now upon the silver ray of non-conditional love within the language of light, allowing it to run through the etheric body in Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to learn to love yourself unconditionally. As you learn to love from within, you will quite naturally extend love unconditionally to all others. Learning to love requires the opening of the heart chakra, which in time buds into the 1,000 petal lotus of the Bodhisattva. Breathe and release. Opening the heart can be painful, but the further that the heart opens, the more chi you can generate to allow for your further ascent. Much like the sexual energy flow of the Kundalini, which generates the chi necessary to spin your light body and larger chakra system, the heart is also a conducer of chi that amplifies the presence of God, Goddess in your vessel. It is through the heart that soul, oversoul, and your I Am presence communicates, and this communication blesses all others. Let us intend to release all machines, entities, programming, and thought form that does not allow us to embrace the silver ray in full. Let us also intend to open the heart to the degree required in each phase of ascension. Breathe and release. Let us now focus upon the gold ray of non-conditional governance within the language of light, allowing it to run through the etheric body and Kundalini. Pay attention to whether or not you feel uncomfortable. If uncomfortable, intend to embrace yourself in the leadership role that you are destined. Those that ascend are the leaders of tomorrow that are here to demonstrate a new form of governance founded upon unity. Each who ascends is a leader, whether or not they are ever acknowledged as such. Embrace yourself, beloved, in the leader you are becoming as an ascending master. Breathe and release. What does this leadership entail? Only what you may wish to contribute to your fellow humans. Perhaps you will open the door or provide the key to another's awakening. Perhaps you will shed light upon an issue another is having trouble with. Perhaps you will step out as a teacher of ascension. The path and dream is up to you to weave. Let us intend to release all machines, entities, programming, and thought form that does not allow you to embrace the golden ray in full. In so doing, you will allow yourself to guide and lead others towards their own awakening. Breathe and release. Now that you have moved all tones of creation through your field, let us synthesize our entire chakra system, kundalini, subtle bodies, and light body into a rainbow of tones, from the densest to the lightest, without beginning and without end. Let us syncopate the chakras in rotation and size, balancing the entire field from top to bottom. The angels from Mother Earth will assist. Let us now sit quietly and attune to our soul, oversoul, and source, along with Mother Earth and the nature kingdoms. What does your soul have to say to you today? What does Earth and nature have to report? Allow the communion as in a state of synthesis and balance, you sit in peace. In a state of peace, earth and nature, along with soul, can more readily merge with your biological consciousness. We hope that you have found this meditation useful upon your personal path of ascension. Learning to retain all tones of creation within the field and balancing the chakras, subtle bodies, and light body shall allow you to dance in your own day-to-day life, in your greater sense of ease as an ascending being. It is for this reason that Mother Earth offers up this information to those dedicated to the path of ascension. May you continue to ascend, beloved. We love you.